everybody. I wanted to introduce you to Nell because you just only ever get to see pictures of her. Yes, she could be my daughter. But still, don't get mad, Jill. So, anyway, Nell, I want Nell to walk us around here because it's really this incredible reflection of her heart, this work that they're doing out here tending this garden. If you just come out here and visit it, you know, you feel so much better. And just came out here to get a couple of pictures, but I'm completely amazed at the serenity and the peacefulness here and the beauty. So, you know, there's butterflies. We're in the middle of a drought, but I really want you guys to take notice of how healthy this soil is because of the kind of care that it's receiving. And, you know, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work of love, and it's all for our horses and to make our community better and, you know, our future generations. So I just wanted Nell to give us a little bit of a tour in her own words about her work of love here.
Cool. Well, we're starting in the pumpkin patch, and this is a 1/4 acre field, and we have another 1/4 acre field. So we're doing about 1/2 acre total in row crops. And then we have our spiral gardens, which are equally as bountiful and equally as green. They look beautiful right now. But we're starting in the pumpkin patch, and it's actually pretty appropriate because it's where we first started planting. It's called the pumpkin patch because our initial plan was to plant a row of potatoes and our onions, and then have the rest of this field be in pumpkins so we could do a pick your own pumpkin patch. But when we decided to do the CSE, we wanted to have as much in the ground and as great a variety of things in the ground as possible so that we could have exciting pickups for our shareholders every week. So here on this end we have a row of winter squash and some pumpkins. We thought we might as well honor the name and put a few pumpkins in the ground. And our second planting of cucumbers and zucchini in these last 2 rows that are mulched with hay. This row right here is half beans, and then the second half we're reserving for fall greens, which should go in the ground, should have gone in yesterday, I suppose you could say. You can see at the far end, which we'll get closer to, but we have our popcorn patch. All of our sweet corn is in the spirals. We decided that that was the best way to keep them as far apart as possible for pollination purposes. And I'd also like to give a shout out and a thank you to Justin, who got our drip tape irrigation system set up so that we could use gravity to help us water our plants instead of buckets, which was pretty exhausting. All right, and now we're in our pumpkin patch, or our pumpkin patch field still, but we're in our popcorn. And we went for the knee-high by the 4th, but we didn't quite get it. We're close, knee-high by the 18th, I suppose. And these are our leeks, which is an experiment. Leeks are a little tricky, because you're supposed to hill them, and like, we're kind of struggling with it with our potatoes too, but our soil is so dry and so sandy that it's tough to keep these hills built up. But what are you gonna do? Now we're coming upon our vegetable field, and this field is actually named after Charlie Daniels, which is a horse that passed away here at Blue Star and was very dear to Justin. And so we decided to name our, what was initially going to be our only vegetable field after Charlie. And he's doing us some favors because things are doing really well in here. This right here, this crazy patch of green, is actually our watermelon patch. And you can see, I don't know if Paul can get close enough, that we have a bunch of little watermelons. And they're all doing pretty well. Justin and I jumped the gun and harvested one because we thought it was ripe. It wasn't. So now we're exercising patience. It's not easy. Self-control with watermelon. It takes practice. So here we have a row of peppers and eggplants. We've got 2 plantings of broccoli. And in the middle here are carrots and beets. This is our final planting of carrots and beets for the CSE. So these will be ready probably closer to the end of August. The beets are doing really well, actually. They might be ready earlier. About halfway down this row, we actually have some cauliflower too, which is heading up, which is awfully exciting. That should be ready within, if not for this Sunday, for next Sunday. And you'll see that this is our first planting of zucchini, and it's covered in white. The white is actually just kaolin clay, and the clay confuses the striped cucumber beetle. so that they leave our zucchini alone, so that we can have it. Down here we've got our jungle of tomatoes. We're getting our sun gold cherries. We've got tons of green tomatoes on the vines, but alas, no big ripe ones yet. No judgments, I fell down in the pruning. We've got a little extra green growth, but the more the merrier. Here we have our Brussels sprouts. And down on the other end of the field we have some more greens. We've got our first planting of kale and some more Swiss chard. That we try and have both kale and Swiss chard every week because they're really easy cooking green that people can throw in everything. And alas, we have to give a great deal of appreciation to our larger planting of potatoes, which is Justin's work of art and pride and joy. But we're really excited about the potatoes. Our soil is perfect for growing potatoes, so.
And this has all been done with the horses, right?
Yeah.
So that whole notion of community-supported equiculture is really coming true here.
Totally. We couldn't have done any of this without the horses. Most of our time this spring was spent trying to prep these fields with their help and their guidance.
And, you know, just a shout out to all horse-powered farms. This is by no means the first horse-powered farm. This is the beginning, hopefully, of a whole resurgence of our horse-powered farms, though, and a recognition of their special status that they deserve to have and hold, so that they are given the same kinds of, you know, support that the local agricultural farms are. You know, horse-powered farms are not only employing our valuable workhorses, but they're also probably the most friendly environmental way of tending our crops. So, you know, we have a lot to share in regards to that. And, you know, let's keep in mind all the horse-powered farms going on right now in this country. There's actually more than people might realize. So let's make a movement to recognize them. Thank you, Nell.
Thank you, Pam.
It's our horse-powered farm girl. Thank you so much, Nell, really, for everything. It's beautiful what you do here, the work that you're doing. I noticed today you're with the Treehouse kids.
Yeah.
Teaching them the foster children from Treehouse Foundation. It's really exciting to see all the people that Justin and Nell have been able to bring into this and how many families they're actually feeding now. And the work that they're doing with the horses, the younger ones and the older ones that are helping teach the younger ones. It's a beautiful circle of life here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I hope more people